Right, so I've got clean water now. What I want to show you is what happens if you put clean water on this. See, we can put nice clean washers on top of it, and we can also take out things that we're not happy with. If you drop a little bit of clean water, say, you know, where this is still wet, you'll see what happens as that dries. Okay, now then, using my HAKE, what I want to do is just get rid of these harsh lines in the water. So I keep turning it over back and front. Drag that across. Always do the lines straight on water. Just put some nice dark green in there, I think, as well. Oops, not blue. Need some more yellow. Looks like we're using loads and loads of paint, but we're not. It's only a little blob every time. See, I've still got plenty in that tube, and I used it for a couple of other pictures as well. Let's make up the green. I'm trying my best not to mess with anything, as you can probably tell. See, that part of the bank is further away, so I don't want to put too much in there. But this here we can build up. Just a case of adding, taking away, building up. You can change your mind halfway through a picture, you know, like I am in a way here, making this more and more built up in the background, aren't I? It's all just great fun, really. It's gone blue again. Get some more yellow in there. You can mix. It's your picture, you can use whatever colours you want, and by using a limited palette you can't really mess it up, he says. Let's make that a little bit bigger, I think, as well. So the background really now is disappearing and the trees are getting bigger. It's all good fun, all good fun. Now you were attracted to this course by the picture, weren't you? So I'm presuming that I end up with a good picture. That's actually looking a lot nicer now. You see, you kind of have to warm up into it as well, that's another thing. You know, you've got to wait and see. If your picture starts looking right, it kind of energises you. So I'm dragging the colour now. To create the water. But this tree we've made bigger, so we need to make the reflection bigger. And let's start putting some of this burnt sienna in. Let's clean my brush. Just squeeze out the excess. Dry it on my hand, and off we can go again. So at this time of year, there's just a little suggestion of autumnal colours here and there that are just starting to appear. You remember where I put the clean water here in the foreground? See how that's starting to bleach out? Well, we can drop some of that in there now while that's doing its thing. And we're mirroring the autumnal colour. Let's get a bit in this river. And this raw sienna now, by just dabbing it judiciously here and there, you can see that actually bleaches out the green where it's wet. Right, so now it's time to let the drying process start again, and we'll look at it again and see what needs doing. What I do, by the way, while it's drying, I keep it moving, as I've told you before, but I tend to stand it against the wall, you know, and just look at it from about 2 or 3 yards away. It gives you a better idea of what's happening. Another thing, while this is wet like this, if you've got fingernails, or if you get something like a knife, a craft knife. I'm lucky. I play the guitar, so I've got fingernails, and you can flick the wet paper, And at first it doesn't look like you've actually done much, but as it dries you'll see. The effect. But it's like any of these effects, you know, don't overdo it. But you can also do it in distance to be like, you know, maybe a silver birch in the distance there. Should have a couple. Don't forget, as it goes further in the distance, just make them a little bit smaller. But you often get silver birches, don't you, along the banks of rivers. So that's just a bit of foam that we've added. So where it puddles too much, just take it out. And like I say, keep it moving now. I'll see you shortly. Keep it moving. Yours is going to look completely different to mine, but so what, you know. And I think we're going to have a nice result at the end. So I'll see you in the next lesson.